Hey, what is up YouTube? This is Stellar Toad, and today I'm going to be talking about chakras and whether or not they're real, and I made a video about this before, but it's an old video, so a lot of you probably have not seen it, so I'm just going to make a new video, which is going to be better articulated. So, are chakras real? The short answer is no, not really. They're not really real. There aren't really energy centers in your body, okay? They're not specific places in your body, and they don't have to be a specific color, okay? There are glands that are roughly around almost the same area as different chakras, but not really that. But there are mental states, okay? There are basically 7 mental states, or 7 planes, and I made a video about this called the principal planes, so you can go check that out. But yeah, they're basically just thought planes, okay? And the reason that they're not real is because although, okay, for example, the solar plexus chakra, okay? I have made a video about that before. It's the chakra of force, not necessarily power, but it's kind of like a kick. Power can go that slow with a kick, but the solar plexus is like really fast, as fast as you can kick. So when you combine that with power, it becomes like the ultimate kick. Same way with chakras. So if you take the solar plexus, it's just speed, focus, and directed energy. It's kinetic, okay? And that vibration, or that idea, that code, vibrates at the color yellow. But if in your head you don't associate yellow with that exact vibe, then like if you associate that with red, like fire, or orange, or blue, or whatever, or if you just associate all of them with blue for some reason, then that is completely a mental filter. And the reason that you need mental filters is because we operate through a physical body, which has a mind and an ego, and the ego is the method by which our higher self basically plays this game until we die and our spirit dies and our soul lives on. And our soul being our higher self, and if we stay integrated, then our ego or our spirit just integrates into the higher self, and it's an expansive experience for source as a whole, okay? That's the purpose of life, is to grow. So, yeah, if you associate this chakra with any color that's not yellow, that's completely fine, as long as it's fitting with your mental filter to get that right vibe in your head, or an image to get that correct vibe in your head, like an image of some character that you identify with, like Naruto or something. So, yeah, the color does not matter. Does the place in the body matter? No, because your brain sees your body, okay, as the shape of a human, and it doesn't really care where the glands are, just as they release the chemical, just as long as they release the chemicals that they're supposed to do the thing with, okay? So you don't have to focus on this part of your stomach when you're thinking about the solar plexus chakra, for example. You can focus on any, like you could focus on your feet, okay? If your feet, for you, are a symbol of directed force, okay? It doesn't matter, just as long as it goes through the correct mental filter. So all chakras is basically an archaic system of conveying a mental state. And what those mental states are, here is, I'm going to explain all of them. So your root chakra, that is the state of faith in reality. The realization that things might not be determined, things are not predetermined, they're not prearranged, they'll fall into whatever pattern they want to fall into, but you're still here, okay? And even though it might seem ungrounding, it's actually very grounding. It's grounding in reality instead of a false sense of safety. The fact that you're on an ocean, okay, floating around with life, okay, that's the root chakra. That's the real root chakra. The fact that you are a minuscule dot in the universe, but you're here and you can experience it, and it's your experience, so you can make of it what you want, okay? It's just the basic truth, the animal truth. Some would even say the atheistic truth, okay? And then you have the sacral chakra, okay? And what that is responsible for is the generation of energy, okay? So what it does, it's kind of like a pump on a pool, okay? If you turn the pump off on a pool, then the energy will just get stagnant, and it'll collect leaves, it'll get dirty, and all that stuff. So the solar plexus chakra, the sacral chakra is what allows your energy to clear out and reboot itself. The sacral chakra is also associated with sexuality, because in the state of orgasm, what happens is it's just a bunch of energy flowing, okay? And it comes out in a physical form, you know, the thing, or an absorption of which, you know, the thing, and that basically whether you're a transmitter or an absorber of energy to create a new life form, or basically plant the seed for a new life form. That's what determines gender at conception, or not conception, but when the gender happens with the chromosomes and shit. Is basically whether you're coded to be a transmitter at heart or a receiver, okay? And yeah, and then you have the solar plexus chakra right here, basically your belly button. What's this? Oh, I've just gotten a text. Basically your belly button level right here, okay? And what that is I already told you, it's the focus of energy. It's not force, okay? Just like you can kick 1,000,000 miles an hour and generate no force, okay? But it's the direction of that force and the laser focus, okay? So this is basically focus, all right? And then you have the heart chakra, which, you know what the heart chakra is. It's the heart chakra. I'm just doing this because I'm used to the system of places in the body. I don't actually use them when I'm meditating on chakras, but anyway, yeah. The heart chakra is basically responsible for emotion, love. Okay, so love is actually the source of everything, okay? The universe is built on love because love is oneness, okay? It's taking something that's technically not a part of yourself because you're in a dimension of duality. The fourth dimension is a dimension of duality. The fifth dimension is a dimension of duality. All the dimensions are a dimension of duality to some degree at least, even if it's only a 2ness, not a billionth, okay? So the heart chakra is just the chakra responsible for taking in other things as part of yourself. It's the chakra of oneness, the chakra of love, and the chakra of compassion, okay? It's just the mental state of basically awareness of your humanity and love. You can't explain love. It's like trying to get a robot to explain love. Humans can't do it either because we're just fancy robots. Okay, now the throat chakra. The throat chakra is responsible for actually taking the focused energy, okay? It's responsible for taking focused energy and then turning it into some useful exterior piece of information. So it's kind of like the processor of a computer turns into pixels on a screen, and the pixels on the screen are what make the image, okay? So basically the throat chakra is what's responsible for taking the processed information and then converting it into a picture on a screen. That's what this does. It communicates emotion, and an opened throat chakra can also lead to telepathy because you can communicate emotion non-verbally, okay? And it's also responsible for body language, moving around, tone of voice, facial expressions that you're not aware of. Responsible for every form of communication and conveying information. Then you have the third eye chakra, and the third eye chakra is basically sensory information. It's the third eye. It can be the third ear, or the third nose, the third taste, the third feel, okay? It's basically the energetic body. So if I can hear voices, okay, if I can hear voices and it's useful information of some sort, or even if it's not useful information, even if it's just even if I can just see a cat that's not alive anymore, like it's the spirit of a cat, that is just it's very basic. It's just sensory information from other dimensions besides physical, okay? So the third eye is the third ear, third skin, third nose, third tongue, third everything, okay? And then you have the crown chakra. The crown chakra is basically meta. It's complicated. The crown chakra is complicated. It's kind of the crown chakra, okay, so you know well, it's a state of mind. I mean, I don't know. I know what it is. If you it's the highest state of consciousness. I'm just going to leave it at that because it's very complicated, and I'm just going to, that's the end of it. So, and then you have the soul star chakra, which is surprisingly easier to explain because it's even in a higher state of consciousness, okay? Okay, now I can explain it. So the crown chakra is basically the realization that, and this is kind of weird, but it's, for me at least, it's the realization that nothing really matters that much, okay? Nothing really matters because everything is subjective. If you change the meaning of reality in your head, then you've effectively changed reality, okay? So things can happen as they will. If your goal is to do an action to cause you to feel a certain way, then why don't you just go direct and feel that certain way? That's what the crown chakra is for me. It'll be different for you, I guarantee it. And then the soul star chakra is the realization that, almost the opposite of that, we incarnated into this life for a purpose, an expansion of the source, an expansion of our higher self. And in order to get there, we have to have, or we don't have to have, but we are guided to have a certain type of experience, okay? That's life purpose. It's basically the chakra of life purpose. And then there's more above that, but we're not going to talk about this and that in this video. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Stella Joe. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, and share if you liked this video. I hope you did. Have a nice day, nice week. Goodbye.